Okay, so we've been focusing a lot as readers on author's purpose, why they're writing it, and looking at who they're writing to. So now we're looking at it as a writer. As writers, we need to think about our purpose for writing. Consider if we're aiming to persuade, entertain, or to teach our readers something. Then we need to think specifically about who the person is or the people are that you want them to read your writing. Focus on your topic and the angle about your topic. So I hope you've chosen, or you're going to choose, a topic that is really interesting to you, that is something that you really, really care about. But it's also important to think about where this writing is going to go once it's finished. Who will read it? Why would they be interested in it? For example, if I were going to write about dogs for someone who just received a dog, I might decide to write an informational piece that teaches my reader how to take care of a dog, what sort of supplies to make sure they have, and maybe some simple tips about how to train the dog. If, however, I was a child trying to convince my parents that we are ready to add a dog to our family, I would probably be writing a persuasive letter. My focus wouldn't be to tell all about dogs, but instead would be focused on the idea that I'm responsible and I'm ready to help take care of the dog my family would adopt as a pet. And so we want to make sure that we are thinking about who we're writing to and why we're writing it, and that's going to really guide our writing. And so what I want you to do is I want you to create this chart. You're going to have 3 columns. It does not have to be perfect, okay? But as many rows as you feel necessary. I'm just going to give you a few for an example. Our headings are audience, purpose, and genre/angle, just kind of the why we're writing it. So I'm going to stick with the topic of dogs, as previously mentioned. And if I were writing this to a friend who just got a dog, that would be my audience. Just got a dog. Okay. Now my purpose, if they have never had a dog before and I've had dogs, I want to teach them how to take care of the dog. So it would be to inform, or to teach. Okay. So now, what is my genre? What are my angle? Well, it's going to be an informational book. Okay. About how to care for dogs. And that would really help to set up my reading, help me guide my writing, what I'm going to be doing. Now, say I was a kid who wanted to convince my parents that I needed a dog, that I was ready for a dog. Well, then I would change my audience to parents. My purpose is to persuade, because I'm trying to persuade them to let me have a dog, okay? And it would be a letter about why our family needs a dog. Okay. I could also include some information about I'm ready to have a dog. Okay. So now the last one I'm going to show you is I want to write a story that's going to be to entertain my readers. And I want it to be, let's say, for my classmates. And so my audience would be classmates, and I have to think about their age. I got to keep that in mind. Who am I informing and who am I entertaining, and what kind of content does it take? So my purpose is to entertain. And so I would, still sticking with the topic of dogs, it would be a story about the day we got a dog. And then I would use these rows, I would use this information to really set up my writing for my next assignment, for my next draft. Today, you are going to make sure that you have some form of letter. You're going to be writing a letter to somebody to convince them of something or to inform them of something. It's up to you on how you want to do your purpose, okay? But you're going to think of something you want to convince them of, such as going to someone's house, going somewhere special, shorter days of shorter days of school, longer weekends, extra free time, etc. Make sure you have a good argument for your side or belief. and reasons why you believe or think the way you do. Okay, all of this is in the slides for this week, for today's slides. So make sure that in your chart here that you have a purpose of persuading and a genre of a letter, because that's what we're doing today. Good luck, guys. Have lots of fun writing.